And what's up, class of 2017? You know the bridge of blessings by Chance the Rapper when he's like, I made it through, made it through, made it through. It's pretty much been on repeat in my head since we walked down from the field house. Considering it the updated version to what time is it from High School Musical 2, as far as end of the year songs go. We made it, guys! In about an hour, we will no longer be high school students. So, now what? As a fellow member of the class of 2017, I have no authority whatsoever to ramble on about how you should live your life. However, I came across a story that made me seriously reconsider how I'm going to live mine. As some of you may know, after a staggering 108-year drought, the Chicago Cubs finally won the World Series in 2016. That will be a day that we and the rest of our families will be talking about for the rest of our lives. Where were you when the Cubs won the World Series? Personally, I was sitting at the foot of my parents' bed with my entire family, and tears were shed. Their win created a movement, a singular feeling, that reverberated through the hearts of every person following the game. It even caused an outbreak of a debilitating illness that resulted in a record number of school and work absences the following Friday. What you may not know, however, is that in early 2015, Joe Madden instituted a new element to the team's training regimen, known as mindfulness training, a set of practices to fortify the player's mental game. The team started regularly practicing meditation and yoga, strengthening their mental game around mantras such as embrace the target, authenticity, and set your intention. Can you imagine trying to do downward dog next to David Owens? As flimsy as it may sound, the evidence of the positive effects of this training are rampant throughout the 2016 season. Take Jason Hayward's speech during the Game 7 rain delay, the speech that flipped the momentum of the game back in the Cubs' favor. Hayward told his team that he loved them. He was proud of them, and when they look in the mirror, they should know that each and every one of them contributed to overcoming the odds together. Together, as teammates, the Chicago Cubs had to reimagine how they wanted to win. Between mantras and meditations, they made the conscious decision to go forward as a team with conviction, outside of their niche as the lovable losers. They were given the challenge and the opportunity to define what success could look like for them beyond winning. As a team of teammates, not just players, who won the World Series through grit and pride for each other. We are faced with this same opportunity. In the fall, the Glenbard West class of 2017 will be going off to pursue academic interests at an impressive array of colleges and universities, or participating in our communities and volunteering in areas of need through gap years, or entering the workforce, beginning a life filled with experience and fueled by tenacity, or protecting our country in the armed forces. Each one of us should feel a sense of accomplishment as we stand on the threshold of our respective destinations. After all, there was a lot of time and thought put into where the next chapter of our lives might lead, and there were a lot of voices who had a say in what they thought we should do. As we sit in this space together, those voices momentarily hushed. Our class needs to know that at the end of the day, it is not those outside voices that define our success, nor is it the name of the destination that defines how much we are worth as people. The bottom line is that each one of us is qualified for, though not entitled to, achieving our own definition of success. I would be remiss if in a speech about where we're going, I didn't acknowledge the world that we are entering. For a number of reasons hardly anyone can agree upon, our society is in an extremely vulnerable and also divisive place. Many are looking for the strength and ambition that will catapult the change they wish to see in the world. Yet it seems in our current society, being successful almost requires being cutthroat. In a way, we often define success based on individual accomplishments, sometimes ignoring the sacrifices and efforts made by others to make our accomplishments possible. Our class is well predisposed to prosper in our respective goals, but succeeding is not mutually exclusive with compassion for others. If the Chicago Cubs can overcome 108 years of losses by meditating, what can our class do by reimagining our definition of success as one that is tied to helping those around us achieve success as well? For isn't that the reason we're all standing here today, about to participate in this significant life milestone? Was it not the sacrifices and the contributions made by our parents, our grandparents, aunts, uncles, second cousins once removed, that enabled the opportunities we now get to take? What it feels like to me is that we need to passionately pursue our personal goals. We need to be the dreamers and the creatives and the innovators, but we need to do so with the consideration of how we impact those around us. This is being compassionately successful, recognizing our success and its dependency on an age-old web of factors. And in my opinion, this recognition does not diminish the significance of our accomplishments either. Rather, it validates them. It shines a light on how we get to play a part in this universal synergy in which we too get a chance to lay the foundation for future generations to come. I believe with ferocious confidence, regardless of how many AP classes we took, how many sports we played, or how many friends we have, that each and every one of the members of the class of 2017 has an idea locked inside them that could change someone's life for the better. And, though not inconsequentially, as a result, their own lives will change as well. There's a spoken word poem I was introduced to earlier this year, written by a man named Anis Mojiani, called Shake the Dust. The poem itself is a masterpiece. His words are geniusly crafted together, and with his permission, I wanted to share part of it with you. The ending to the poem goes like this. So, grab this world by its clotheskins, and shake it out again, and jump on top and take it for a spin, and when you hop off, shake it again. For this is yours. This is yours. Make my words worth it. Make this not just some poem that I write, not just some poem like just another night that sits heavy above us all. Walk into it, breathe into it, let it crash through the halls of your arms like the millions of years of millions of poets, coursing like blood, pumping and pushing, making you live, shaking the dust. So when the world knocks at your front door, clutch the knob tightly and open on up. And run forward and far into its widespread greeting arms, with your hands outstretched before you, fingertips trembling, though they may be. Today, Glenbard West challenges us to reimagine ourselves as dust shakers, movement makers, but above all, chance takers, so that we may empower others to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob and Claire, for your inspiration and your